Hello there, and welcome back to Corey Loses for the second episode of our New Republic Thrawn's Revenge 3.0 preview playthrough. In the first episode, we took Bakura. We had a bit of a rough start with stability. One thing was just turning off a feature. The other thing was a problem with the field bases, actually. So the support field base, the support squad is what caused that, so we're going to be fixing that, but at least we know what it is. As I kind of talked about in that video in the first episode, we are getting close to testing, so there will probably be a couple issues like that to iron out, but on the whole, I think the mod is in a pretty good place, so we will see how it goes there. But I am looking at the comments right now from the last video, and it seems as though Vunmasa is... yeah, it looks like we got a pretty solid support base for Vunmasa here with his Lucre Hulk. So we'll get Vunmasa probably a Bothawai in the next cycle, but let's see how our resources are doing. Oh, that's not what we want. Sometimes that can happen just with the display, which is not fun. But I don't know if it updates on reopening the thing or on week. Yeah, I think that should fix on week. What I really want to do is make those values all get recalculated when the tab gets opened, which should generally help with any of those weird side effects opening just the values on save. But we've had some issues with getting the math in here that I was talking about last time. But we've got 45 income, 43 expenditure, 38 income, 34 expenditure. We wanted to go for Morja and Abrigado, I think. Especially because that'll give us access to some of our other stuff. So really we are focusing on this southern part of the map. We're going to go for Cal. Like we have some pretty good setup here. Cal will be relatively easy to take because it is an independent world. Same with Morja later. But it'll allow us to kind of establish a base here. So let's do that. The New Republic has very split up territory, but the map has moved a bit more towards giving them a couple more easily accessed planets if you're willing to kind of go for them. Mustafar is a bit of a trap. You gotta scout them out a bit because Mustafar does have the have X1 in his SSD. But we will get Vunmasa at... let's get him at Bothawai just to make sure. And who's our Chief of State candidate right now? Mon Mothma. Because I didn't change that when I had to restart the first time. So we are going to get Borskfelia supported. The election should be on week 10, but Cal does have a pretty big defensive fleet, but we should be able to take it with what we have here. I probably should have brought Firmus Nance in, so that's my mistake, but I don't often make those, right? But for those of you who are unfamiliar, we do have the ship names in the playthroughs. So if you would like to check out how to get a ship name in, there's a link to the Patreon in the description. Same thing goes for Twitch subs and channel memberships. We got Murder Pickle, Jinro, Atlantis, the ship with Luke's fake hand for Nebula V Tender, HMS Meal Zone, Spam Can, Quasar, Dreadnought. You can see some banding where the planet graphics intersect the Skydomes, so we're still going to be playing with that. One of the things with the Skydomes is that they're kind of finicky, where if they get a little bit too big, the camera won't render them properly. But we're trying to find the limits of what we can do there. Still playing with some of the way we do the planet graphics. But yeah, so this ship name submissions stay open basically most of the playthrough until we're starting to record the last few episodes. Though obviously earlier is better if you want to see the ship more. It's going to be a little bit tight in here. Trying to keep the support ships in back, but it's going to be a little bit difficult. Here, you X-Wings go out there. Ooh. Because we are trying to take out some of the support ships before the ISDs, but that is going to leave them open for a good amount of damage on Murder Pickle. So let's go out there. Stay on him. And we're going to try to take out one of the ISDs now. Here, you pull out. You go for that. And let's send our A-Wings back over to this group. And you guys are going to do that as well. But we're going to want our tender over here. I'm going to send you back. We're probably going to get a couple losses, but I was considering going for the Iradu Authority and leaving this section a bit more open, but do that. Y-Wings, go for the ISD. And again, these are some new models for the assault frigates and for dreadnoughts. Let's drop powered of weapons on. I think we lost the other dreadnought. Alright, you're starting to get some shields back. There we go. Alright, we're going to target heavy dual turbo lasers there. We're going to target heavy dual turbo lasers there. You guys, I'm going to go for that one because the assault frigate might not be in range. Probably going to lose an MC-80 here. B-Wings. Let's make sure we're going for turbo lasers. Alright, those are all going to be down. So let's switch over to some more medium dual turbo lasers. You're still doing that heavy. You always want to take out these hard points on the ISD first. The ion cannon I'm less concerned about because while the ion cannons are really powerful, they are... Okay, we're going to lose that. They are only going to do shield damage, which when we have no shields left is less important. Let's get the light duel. If I had Firmest Nance here, it would have been so much better. That's a lot of the turbo lasers are down. We still do have those hard points getting healed, crucially. Let's focus on the ones on this side.
Our target priority is the laser cannon. Form up. Target those lasers. The laser banks are your primary target. I'm under attack. Heavy cruiser.
Alright. There. B-Wings. There. A lot of that is coming back. I'm gonna go for that.
I copy. Moving to attack position.
Getting the ion cannons now would mean we're able to recharge our shields. But again, I don't want to risk the hull damage. And it does look like we've killed everything that's in range of the hard points here. There we go. Alright, get that. We're almost at power to shields. We've got like a touch of shields there. There we go. That should pull it off for us. That was close.
Starting my run.
All right, we got him. And we are going to be starting... So we've actually, throughout a lot of the year, we've only had one Empire at War playthrough going for a good part of it. And we've even only done a couple episodes per week of them. But as we go into December, we're going to have the Empire of the Hand playthrough probably coming to an end middle of the month. This playthrough going on, but around the first week, we're going to also have a Republic playthrough starting, showing off some of the new stuff in Fall of the Republic, including the Mandators. So if you want to see that and get those uploads when they happen, make sure you are subscribed, because it would be an absolute shame to miss those, as well as the uploads on this series, because that would be just awful. And I think it's like 50% of the people who watch the channel are not subscribed, and that could be an extra notification you get sometimes. And don't we all just love notifications? Am I wrong on that? We only lost a Dreadnought heavy cruiser. It looked like that was going to go a lot worse for a while.
Construction complete.
Okay. So we're good there. Let's bring our army to Cal. And I think we're going to want to go to Belsavis with Nance. I'm willing to retreat if we need to. Approaching at Chardon. I'm gonna back off on this for now. And I think at Scarl we're gonna start building up to a higher shipyard tier. Alright, there is an ISD-2 of theirs here. And what are we getting here? We're getting the Finger. Yeah, I think that's a good start for us. Or a good setup for us. I don't want to come across too much of the Araidu's main forces right now, but if we can pick off a couple ISDs here and there, then that's pretty good for us. So we'll get Nance in, we'll get some assault frigates to back them up, and also a Liberty in front of them. I don't think those were named. Yeah, these are just assault frigates. This is just a Liberty. There is one Liberty that was named for the playthrough, but I don't remember. I don't think I put it as a starting force. I may have done, maybe on the Endor fleet, but we would have seen that if that's the case. But yeah, I think I spoke about this in the last episode, but these kind of markers would be flipped, where the starbase used to be the shipyard, the starbase marker, so they're farther back when it makes more sense now for them to be moved up. So that'll be something that we're probably working on doing throughout the testing period, which means in this camp, or in this playthrough that we're doing, they'll be in kind of weird positions, but as we get into actual release and you guys playing, you'll see them in more sensible locations. We got the shipyard, or we got the ISD. Let's make sure we kill some of these fighters. I'm gonna send you for the shipyard. You guys go for the shipyard, and we're gonna send Nance up here. Let's get shields recharged. B-wings go for there. X-wings go for there. And A-wings, you're going to go for there. The X-wings and stuff are from the shipyard garrisons. They need to just be adjusted. Alright, now we can loop on in. Okay.
Bring it en route. Y-wing standing by. Attack. I need help. Decrease to form up. Your orders? Can anyone else see him? Hold on. Stay in attack formation.
You can already see, even just in the 2 months since the Empire of the Hand playthrough, how much things start kind of coming together. And it's pretty much always the case that, like, the first week or so of testing has a lot of cleanup that happens. Something that you kind of get used to determining when handling releases is, like, what stuff that gets done or what stuff that's in progress requires a lot of work versus what stuff that gets done requires, or that needs to get done, which requires pretty much just the cleanup elements. And especially when you start getting the feedback from the testers who are going to be going in a bit more blind, so they're less used to, or they're less acclimated to some of the weirdness, then, like, that usually really helps get things organized. Oh, we lost a quasar there. That's my bad. So, like, some stuff that may seem like it's a bigger issue going into a testing period to, because of how it might look in game versus what the actual back end to fix something might be. It's kind of the difference between if you're, like, cleaning your house and just tidying up at the end of something versus having to do, like, a whole deep clean. The development cycle is more the deep clean, and then the testing is the tidying up. Because a lot of that stuff is going to be what ends up being forward, front-facing, but it's a bit less difficult to actually get done. But yeah, so the support field base, my precious support field base, is what caused that crash on the Bakura battle. So we won't do that. But I'm still scared. I tested the other ones, but I'm still scared to build them right now. So we'll make sure that gets checked out. Well, I also don't have much money, so if I'm not getting the support one, especially on this battle, I don't think we really need a field base for this one. Always need a little bit of vision, though. I thought that was a unit coming. Alright, you guys can get back. Let's get a build pad, maybe. Alright, that's gonna die. Let's do that just in case. And AACs. Right, fall back here. Starting to loop around on the side there. The way EAW does shadows is so weird. But another thing you can see, or you may not be able to see, some of these props have been started to be redone to fit more with the art style of the mod, be updated a little bit, including this guy here. I need to rotate part of the texture, because Keelhaul or Xenophar, I'm not sure which you prefer, oriented some of his maps based on this little bit up there that I recreated. But I had it on a different angle, so I do need to go and fix that still. Alright, fall back here. I love AACs. I think I mentioned that last time, but AACs are the best. If any unit is cute, it's AACs. Alright, I'm gonna send the spotter up, because who cares? And infantry, you can start coming up. AACs, you can start coming up. I usually don't do a full frontal assault on this map, but I figured because it is just the Independence that it wouldn't be as big of a deal. Especially because the base is like right here. which we're going to kill before the bombing run even gets in.
Computers locked on target. Roger that. I'm with you. Right. Got it.
Alright, we can go see where there's probably some infantry running around. Is that a bunker over there with people in it? It is.
Form up.
Our artillery's starting to hit it. Let's clear that out. Then I think that's actually it, yeah. They're starting to come out. Some ended up down there. Let's go get them. Alright, you don't need to keep attacking the dead bunker. That is unnecessary.
Awaiting orders.
Got him. Shutter shield. Alright. Cal is ours. And that's 5 food for us, which will kind of cancel out with AI too. But I think our best move is to go there and take out Bilsavis. Before we get attacked.
Invasion commencing.
The first part of any New Republic playthrough, you kind of want to go and
Copy. Moving out.
bring together the different New Republic areas. The fact that we were able to hold on Generis is pretty huge. That'll help later on. It's not going to contribute to our forces immediately, so I wouldn't have been that upset if we did miss it, but it will make a lot of difference later on. And it'll probably actually mean that the Empire survives a bit better against the Penastar alignment in the north, and then because that can really change the campaign. But
Moving ahead.
I want to get back here.
Fall out, troops. Reporting.
Okay, let's get back to this one, if that's how they're gonna be.
T2B over. Roger.
Bring you up.
Form up.
Bring one of the T3s,
T2B, copy.
and bring these free runners over there.
Sensor node constructing.
I copy. Yes, Commander. I copy. T4B ready.
Alright, that T3 can go through there. And now,
Online.
artillery on this map is so strong.
Reporting. Armor standing by.
Downright OP when you have the
I've got him in my
vision.
cannons charged.
That's why even with only 300 credits, I thought it was worth
Yes.
pulling that in.
Keep going. This way. Yes, Commander. Ready to roll. Roger that.
Alright,
Form up.
pull you up.
Spotted. Adjusting navigomputer.
We've secured a landing zone.
And let's get some faster hitters over here.
Right away. I'm here, sir. All right, men. Take cover. Adjusting navigomputer.
Have we seen... No, we haven't seen the T1B yet, which is also updated.
Awaiting order.
Oh, wow. That's not good. I won't bother healing them for this. We're kind of just going to play
Copy.
a slower game here.
We've secured a building.
Moving into position. I copy.
Once they're that damaged, we're kind of just going to stay out with them.
Scouting location.
But let's see. Do they have an AA turret? They often do, but they don't seem to right now.
Copy.
So we should be able to harass some stuff.
We're going in. En route. Moving to coordinates.
Alright. Pull out.
Right away. T4B ready. Ready. Spread out, men. Give me the target. Reporting. Forward.
Go there.
Tank brigade. Copy. Right away.
There. You guys, you can still do that.
I copy. Torpedoes away.
Just keep going for the structure.
Roger that. Underway.
Unit
Fire support
destroyed.
ready.
Volume
Yes,
load
Commander.
Nope, back off.
Roger that.
Alright, we are going to do a bombing run on there.
Secured a build pad.
Form up.
Target's locked.
Let's get
Follow your lead.
up on that side.
Affirmative. Over there. Ready.
I'm going to put the T2s
2B over.
out here so that the T3 can get in first with the infantry possibly.
D2B, copy.
We
Moving out.
lost a
Heading
build
out.
pad.
I copy, sir. Engaging target. I copy.
Alright, pull up.
Yes, sir.
That's fine. And... Ooh, look, an AA turret.
Spearheading assault.
Do we have any infantry on this side? Does not look like it.
Ready to roll.
We may not be able to get that mine before the game's over.
Yes, sir. Yes, Commander. Commence assault. Ready for attack. I'll follow your lead. We're right behind
Like, I think it is just the New Republic support base that's support field base that's causing a problem. So,
They're falling back.
yeah, we're not getting that that money.
Moving up. Attack.
But there's our first planet taken from the Erato Authority. Let's take a second to look at the state of the galaxy here.
Planetary control achieved.
We're going to want to build on both Cal, or we got it on Cal already. We're going to want to build this on Belsavis. But yeah, we've got our territory down here, and look at that. The Empire is making some headway into the Penastar alignment, because we took out their forces. Well, not just because we took out their forces, but it does give us the option of going for Arinda. And honestly, I've never done this before, but we might actually be able to go build up a force. We've only got level 2 shipyard max up here. But if we could take just enough to get Ord Tracy, we could take like an early game New Republic win in the north there. But I kind of like the idea of fighting the Empire a bit more. So I don't know if we're going to invest too many resources in that. We'll focus down in the southern parts of the galaxy still. And really, Vergesso is only useful as a jump-off point, so it's not worth getting that until we've taken some RAF-6, but we might be able to take Tatooine down here and get into some of the Hutt territory. The Hutt territory will obviously be a bit more of a factor once the Hutts themselves are in, instead of just being independent forces, or like possibly even... Do we have them set as the Hutts? No, they're independent forces. Because even if they were set at as the Hutts, they wouldn't have been active anyways. But we've got a good amount at Mon Calamari as well. So we'll let the Chardon invasion happen, and we'll keep on. We're gonna want to take a second to build up again, because we don't want to overextend early. You want to press your advantages, but I don't want to put us in a situation where we're like overextended for resources, especially. And a lot of the way that we do things, I think I talked about this as well, but it's fine repeating, I guess, is with the early implementations of different mechanics, we want to make sure we disrupt the game as little as possible while accomplishing parts of their intended goal and making sure people have a chance to get used to it before it gets too intensive to manage. So resources will hopefully be something that people have to think about a bit, not as much as like the intended end goal would be for a lot of the galactic mechanics, but we want people to get used to the fact that these are structures that you build, these are things that you look at every couple planets maybe, and something you want to consider if you're going to be blitzing. We don't want to be like grinding the game to a halt or anything, or making it like super complicated. In the future, it will be more complicated. It's kind of the same with Influence, where the first implementation of Influence was relatively simple. It's a bar beside the planet. It gives you a little bit more money. It gives you stuff like the New Republic election wins, but there wasn't any huge punishments for having low influence. It's like we don't want it to be so unnoticeable that it's that it's a non-factor, that people start dismissing it when more important mechanics start being tied to it. But we don't want it to be overbearing for people, especially right off the bat. And sometimes this leads to people saying like, oh, well, they add these mechanics and they don't actually matter, haha. But part of that is that we don't want to overwhelm people. Part of it is we don't want to bake anything too core or bake anything too deeply into the core of what's going on before we have a chance to both test the framework it's built on a technical side, like see if there's any bugs that it's going to have before we're like 6 levels deep in the code. And the other thing is making sure the basic design works. And then the more feedback we have on that, the more testing we have on that kind of thing, the more we're able to tie more interesting features to it. Like influence is going to be the basis of a lot of things like revolts and other similar features that have been in various ways pretty heavily requested and really help change the way the game flow goes and keeps things interesting throughout later parts of playthroughs as well. But I think we're actually going to leave that there for today. This is the last of the episodes that I'm going to be recording offline for now, at least. So the next episodes we will be recording tomorrow. That's Monday for those of you who may not be watching this right away. But that'll be Monday, November 30th. I'm recording this a couple days before. But yeah, so Monday, November 30th. I record a lot of these playthroughs live on Twitch, where I try to keep the episodes as much like the offline recordings as possible, but I'm also answering questions from Twitch chat. There's a link in the description to the Twitch channel, but it's twitch.tv/CoreyLoses. And again, we're going to have the Republic playthrough coming up here pretty soon as well. The patron ship name choices will be going up on December 1st. We're going to have a lot of cool stuff coming in December, so hope you guys are excited for the end of the year, getting rid of 2020, although 2021 probably won't be immediately better. But we do have Voon Moss as well. I didn't check that when we got the fleet completed. So we'll start using Voon Massa maybe in the next episode. We'll start sending him in on the other side of the Errata Authority. But thanks again for watching, and hope to see you next time. Bye, everyone.